Here we are, new video, new side. So as you've seen in the last video, we've done all the back end and around the other side. So this time, I'm pretty much going to do the same as the other side. Apart from this, rust is more severe, so I'm going to have to make a new panel right at the top there. And take off this, clean all this out. Doesn't look too good, but at least I don't have no petrol flap to deal with on this side. Couple of bubbles here, one there, I think there's a couple on the edge there. It's not really too much of my concern, a little bit of a dent there. If I come down here, there's a bit of funny stuff happening up here. Looks like some body filler and stuff happening, some rusty stuff. As we come up round to here, you can see that there's been some welds and stuff going on, so this won't be fun to pull off. Some more welds around here, and some more welds up in this piece. So yeah, all this stuff. More bubbles. These are actually worse than the other side. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of there. And this has actually had some repairs before. You can see some masking lines. Rust up in there, rust up there. So yeah, like the other side, I'll pull this strip off and clean it right up. Then I'll have to pull the window out, but I won't pull the window out now. I'll just focus on getting rid of these spot welds so I can pull everything off, and I'll probably cut it through there again and up and over the arch. So I've just started by pulling off this little plastic trim, and oh, this is rotten. She's worse than the other side, I think. There's a lot of crap in here, but yeah, she's festery. So yeah, I'm gonna put the strip of disc on and just go around this arch and see what we pull out. See if there's any filler or anything. There's definitely filler in here. And start stripping all this muck out and see what we're left with. She's not looking too pretty, but should be awesome and nice when it's all done. Just been busy with the wire wheel and stripper disc. So I've stripped before this, and this is actually better than the other side to a degree. So this piece is better. There's a little bit in there, just like the other side. This here is worse, but it's all been full of bog and whatnot. So because I've done the other side and know what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 1, 2, 3 holes in there, little full of rivets, so that when I pull this apart, I know exactly where it's going to go without having to try to work it out later. So that'll save a lot of time. Moving down here, yeah, so it's a bit fester in there, so I'm not sure how. I'll probably cut up quite high in this one, maybe. And obviously do the welds. There's a bit of bog and stuff happening in here. Same up in here. I just took off a little bit of it. So if I move down here further, it's not as bad as the other side through this area, but there has been some repairs going on through here. Quite wholly through here. There's actually bog and filler put in there, so I'm presuming some patches going on, but this is all original through here. Still with the original bung, which the other side didn't have. So yeah, overall it's not too bad. So I'm still going to remake the bottom, just like I did on the other side, probably just trim it off through there. I'm not too sure where I'll cut up here, or whether I'll just bring it down somewhere through here and just do the bottom. We'll see once I get into it. Chopping, and I've stripped back all around the arch. Overall it's not too bad. The holes come around the corner. Bit rusty on the outside here. Most of this is actually pretty good. Couple of little holes in the back there, and yeah, you can see what's going on there. Rusty. Popped off these first spot welds down here, and equally as rusty as the other side. So nice clean up. We'll make my problems go away there. And this side isn't so bad. I don't think it's as bad as the other side, up and down this piece, because it's actually quite clean inside the channeling. This other one had a bit of surface rust. Worked my way down here now, so I popped out all these welds and dealing with this festery yuck mess. There's a bit rotten there, plus there's weld from someone else, which is hard to get it separated. But I managed to find the spot welds amongst all that mess, and I'll just pull this bottom piece out. It's actually quite clean up there for what it is compared to the other side. There's a normal bit of surface rust in there. So yeah, I'm just battling this bit. I've got to find another weld that's stuck up underneath there. I just can't get undone. Removed all my window trims around here, and so far looking pretty good. Can't see any rust like the other side bubbling through underneath. And on the inside, it's all looking pretty clean along the bottom, which I'm really pleased about. Just one area at the top there, same as what I've done on that side. So yeah, overall that's good. So I really just got to focus on this outside quarter, which I'm peeling off. Just drilled out all these welds through here, and I've just hacked off this bottom piece just to get out of the way, but look how festery that is. I'm going to have to remake this inside piece too, or something there. So I'm gathering it's had a bit of issue before. You can see the old welds in there. So I've just got to trim that piece off. As you can see, they've still got welds up there, so I'm probably going to battle taking this piece out. Might even end up having to make a new section through there. Managed to release this finally, as you can see by all the mangling and hammering. I've had to cut this off because it was just welded on there. So yeah, let's see how this looks. Some amazing patches. Someone's cut out that piece up there somehow. Most of it actually looks not too bad. Quite crumbly in between, you can see. So it's be fun pulling stuff again. But most of it actually is pretty good. Just these big troubled areas where it's sandwiched between, just like the other side. And yeah, someone's welded a piece in there. Looks pretty. So that'd be why I can't get it off. Remove my arch now. So overall it's actually not too bad up around there, but then we get around to this back corner and it's got this yuck sealer where it's gone all disgusting, crumbly and rusty. Same with up there. So yeah, and here's good until we get to this piece, and then it's all disgusting. I had quite a bit of trouble getting this one off. As you can see, it's not straight, but I'll have to straighten it up once I've blasted it, so it goes back on there good. But yeah, it just was not playing ball and coming off nicely. So finally got it off with a lot of banging and with my chisel and hammer, but yeah, not the greatest of shapes, but it'll be good once I'm done. And these arches will be looking mint again with no rust in there. Just separate the inner from the exterior panel that I've chopped off. So as you can see, she is stunning. Same with this one. Stunning. It's all where it sandwiches up, eh? It's a nice chunk there. And yeah, so this is going to have to be all cleaned up and decide on where I'm going to cut out and what I'm going to patch. But yeah, it doesn't look too good. Finished blasting these up. So yeah, they're looking nice and clean now. Separated this piece from this piece because it had a bit of rust in between those two as well. So yeah, just put the rust neutralizer killer on it. So that's what's all purple looking. So that's just gonna go off, and then I'll have to attack all this area here where these holes are and where it's not so pretty. Same up in here, and all this area here but definitely looking a lot better than that rusty look. So tonight I've just blasted out my arch, so it's all clean, put all the rust neutralizer in it once again, and I'll just fill in some of these holes or make new patches. Same with that one there. But yeah, overall it's pretty good, just those few holes. And over here, just made up a little patch just to go in there. So I'm going to cut out all this yuck looking stuff and make it all nice. I've got to do the same up here where these holes are. So yeah, it's not looking so good, you can see them all through there. And also got to make something through that one. But overall, yeah, not too bad. All done now, all the patches are welded in, cleaned it all up, so it's looking quite nice. All the 3 bits are welded in there, so yeah, real happy with that. Now to try and fit it in here and clean out all the rust that's sitting in down here. Right, so now I'm up to the part of cleaning all this muck up. So I'm just having a detailed look at this area. It's quite festery all the way up. So I'm deciding whether I actually trim up through here and sort of across and just pull the section off. Just to make sure nothing else is lurking behind, because it doesn't look too pretty. And if it's anything like down here, that wasn't pleasant either. So I just want to make sure it's all taken care of so it doesn't come back through. There's a slight hole just there, my torch will show it. I had the little camera up there and I couldn't see too much apart from a little bit up here, so that's kind of why I want to take it back. I know it's more cutting and cleaning, but it's kind of one of those things you got to do, otherwise you'll regret it if it starts coming through in a bit of time. So as far as this area, it's quite clean up inside the guard, so I'm quite happy about that. Managed to get that little section off, so someone's already welded a piece in there which I had to grind out. But overall, at least it's all looking pretty good. So you got this little rust stain, but that's like that through every seam. So yeah, a couple of spot welds there, a couple there, and I just cut up around there. So yeah, I'm just going to blast up all that rust off and clean up, ready to go back on. I'm probably going to have to weld that up before I stick it back on there too. But yeah, quite happy I pulled that off. Just had a basic clean off with this gadget here. Just to get the brunt of the scale off. So before I clean all this up properly, I'm going to make this piece up. Since you can see there's actually quite a few little holes through there. So yeah, I'm going to fold up this channel here down and around the corner, so that when this outer piece goes on there, it's nice clean metal and I'm not dealing with all this stuff, all these holes, and then there should be no more rust. So yeah, I'm just going to do some measurements and start folding up a section and put some folds in it. As you can see, all this bit's all eaten away, so yeah, it's going to be fun. But at least everything else is pretty clean in there, just wear and tear. Just finished making up my patch, so that's just going to go in there like that, and some bit of tack it in place and weld it up. Just because it went a bit rusty up in between that joint, so I cleaned it right out the best I could. So there, yeah, that's going to take care of that rusty bottom there. Sort of tape it in a shape, couple of holes weld onto this tab here. Pretty basic, but will do the job. All welded in place now, so she's looking nice and pretty. I just need to give a bit of a grind up and then get onto the next piece. But yeah, very happy with replacing all that rusty looking crap in there. Prepped up the area for my panel bond to go in, so I'm going to stick in this panel here. And I've just done this one here, prepped it up with a panel bond, ready to stick on. So I'll stick it on, clamp it up tonight, put a few tacks in place, and then I'm going to stick this piece in afterwards, just to get it all stuck in, probably just going to weld these two since it's such a small area. I might panel bond it yet, I'm not too sure. Just see how we get on. So that's the plan right now. So yeah, it's all looking pretty good, nice and clean. Sprayed some rust proofing up in these areas, and just gave it a bit of a good clean up inside there before everything goes on. I didn't really do this on the other side, but yeah, just made it nice and clean. Gave a bit of grind behind there, so that when it gets tacked on there, it's not burning all the paint away. But yeah, it's come up quite nice, so it's ready to clamp on. All panel bonded up now, clamped. So I decided to do this piece as well, just because I had the glue out. So once it's all gone hard, I'm going to weld all these areas, weld the joins down there. But for now, I'll probably just tack it till I do all this piece. Otherwise, it might misshapen some of the things. But yeah, that's good. Nice and sealed around there, so no rust can form between the two layers. Gonna weld across there, and it all meets up quite nicely. I'll just have to tap in these areas too, but they can pull across quite easily. Just don't want to do it while the glue's soft. But yeah, very happy with that. Remove the rear window now, so it's looking pretty good. Looking good on the inside here. Just got this area up here, which I didn't know about, but I'm going to be working on this area underneath, which is not pretty, but it's not too bad. So yeah, she's a bit festery there. Just tacked in through here. I haven't bothered to fully weld it yet. Just need to grind up all around here and tack this one in, and just fill in these pitted holes with some weld once it's all tacked in there. So before completing on this area, like I did on the other side, I'm going to check the top here first, so that all the crap that falls down can just go down and out. So I've opened up this seam just like the other side, cleaning up this rust just in between here. It's not so bad in behind, but I'm still going to clean up in there. And I've done on this side as well, just peeled up that lip there, did a little slice up there, and I'm going to clean all that out and then put it back down exactly the same as the other side. And just using my little Dremel tool just to clean up there, and then yeah, some more rust proofing and whatnot, and fold it back down and glue it up. Here we have it, next part of the puzzle. Just made this all fit up, so got my slide slits through there just to add a bit of radius to the panel. My spot weld holes, which I'm going to plug weld with the MIG welder, and that is literally ready to go on there and clamp up. Cleaned up in there, put some rust proofing in, and there's a bit of overspray of the copper spray. So yeah, that's another part of the puzzle. So I'm going to tack that in, and then work on getting this cleaned up and tacked in as well. And once everything's all tacked, I'll do a big full weld up on everything. That way everything stays in its correct shape. Just finished cleaning up all around the edge of the arch there. So I've just left underneath all ground up so I can put the panel bond in. Clean this up. Got the copper spray in there. I've just got to grind up for the panel bond. It's time to put on. And I just did a slit up there just to pull this up so I can clean right up underneath it and then put it back down. So that's the reason for that. She's all glued on now, all clamped right up, heaps of clamps. All tacked in place. It's a little more difficult this side than the other side, I think, because last time I had a bit of a join going through there, so I only had to work with that section there. But she's all on there now, so that's going to set off overnight, and I'll work on it tomorrow and see how it is, and make that little piece there, and start doing this piece down here and around. Just made up this section here and put some weld into it. Now I'm venturing onto this back section, and this is pretty rotten. So I've just taken these spot welds off like last on the other side, and all in here is just yuck. Yuck. So I'm gonna fold up these bits first before I start cutting it off, and I've got another piece of steel over here, which will become this bottom here, and then I have to fold up something around the back corner here. But yeah, this side is probably a lot worse than the other side, so it'll be interesting when I get this off. I'll probably have to remake the inside in here, because yeah, my finger's right through. Just like the other side, just fold up those few bends through there, and it's been tapping this around, so you can see it's starting to take some shape. So it's slightly less there and quite a bit wider down there, but it's hard to bend around there because it's a bit crumbly behind, so there's nothing substantial to bang against. At least I've got the basic shape there, and that's pretty much how I'm going to leave it. Maybe twist this up a bit more, but that can probably maybe happen once I start welding it in place and gluing it and whatnot. I've just started making this piece up here, so I'm thinking instead of having this little bulge that goes through here, I might just make it straight, just to make it simple, and it's not going to change much. So this is my patch here that I've started. I've got one fold on there for this piece, and then I'm just going to fold this next one around to create this piece here, but then it's also curved as well, so I'm going to have to put some slots in it just to curve it around. Hacked off all these pieces now, so you can see what's going on. Fairly through there, a little bit up there, but I decided I'm probably just going to chop off through there, remake this bottom piece, not that I want to, but I have to, and make that piece, which I'm doing at the moment. But it's all looking pretty good, so I just got to go up here now and fabricate this piece. Yeah, just creating this pocket. So I found a round sort of piece off the hind A section I used on the other side for the section up there. So this had a bit of a curve in it. I cut a couple of slots in there just to make the little piece that goes through there, and just got to carry on fabricating that, but that's starting to take shape. But for now, I've cleaned up all of this rust under here, put some rust proofing on it just to neutralise anything that I've missed, and I'm about to weld it in this section here. Currently got the other piece drying with the copper spray on there, and I've also ground up all up inside there just to clean out all the rust. There wasn't actually that much, to be honest, it's just a little bit of specks here and there. And yeah, so once that's all in there, I can carry on fabricating the piece that goes over the top. So I've got the bottom pretty much around where I want to be. I just got to trim this down a bit more, figure out where it's got to go to. Got this piece all welded in, so got something to work to, and just cut some slits in there just to get the radius going, and sort of rolling it around at the same time. So I just finished my little patch for my pocket. So I've welded it all together. I joined in the bottom corner, another join down there. Can't quite see it. You can see it there. And I've sort of actually put the radius in it, same as this. So she's all fitting quite nicely now. So it's about time to grind up the edge for the panel bond. Just finished welding all this. So this has taken just over 3 hours to weld all down there through the two joins and right round to the other side there. But pretty happy with it. A few holes keep blowing through at the bottom there, and same with in this section. So got there though in the end, and yeah, all the way down here, down and around and back up here. So this is all gone off this glue now, which is good. So yeah, looking forward to the grind time and having it all nice and clean. Right, so it's all ground up, was back to bare metal, and I realised I didn't video it, but basically yeah, everything was bare metal, and I just put my etch epoxy over top, just over everything. So I've done 2 light coats at the moment, just waiting for this one to go off and then putting on my next coat. So it's all looking pretty good, pretty happy with it, and yeah, then I'm moving to the next step. A couple wee little pinholes that have appeared since the grey's gone on, which you can't actually see. But yeah, it's all looking pretty good. So next I'm going to work on this, grinding all this up and stick it on. Then that section should be sort of done. So yeah, it's pretty hot and humid today, so not very nice to work on this, but I've still got to do it. Just finished on this section now, just like the other side. I cleaned it right out. I'll get my torch so you can sort of see. But yeah, cleaned out all the best I could up in that channel there. It's quite fiddly to get up in there. So yeah, it's all come out quite nice. Yeah, a lot of time as always, and I've just done down here as well. Cleaned it right up, and then I'll come further down here once I go to glue it on. But yeah, I'm very happy with how that's all come out. So tonight I'm just going to spray some of the rust neutralizer in this channeling, just so if there's any specks that I've missed, once again it sort of treats it, because obviously it's the best way you can do it without ripping it off and getting it remade. But yeah, this side's fine. So that'll be further on in the week, I'll do that. Glued up the rail last night. She's looking clean and tidy. So she's pretty much gone off. Just going to wait for this to go off properly though, rock hard, before even touching it. And also cleaned up around these edges, because I welded down here, so I want to seal it up before going any further, so that no water seeps back into here and starts causing more rust. Same with this piece. So yeah, that's it. So I might leave this video here now because it's long enough, and we'll see you in the next video, and we'll be attacking that, and we'll see where we get to. Probably door off and look underneath and maybe do some chest area work. We'll see where we get to. So yeah, thanks for watching.